I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Discussing that heat in the street, and we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what
All
you need.
alone.
Vitamin J. Ay. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin J, got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. know how I'm coming, man. Yeah. Tryna run the town. Tell no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's about smoke, then we tote all of that. From an ounce to a pound. Check it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right up the seat. How could they be? Give me a couple of rounds. Cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now. Mind struck, start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock blitz, know they look how it freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See, we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just to form a warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the game, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them doors on the duty. I'm in Stixie, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. Then reload the clip and record the clip. It's go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tuned into that VGP. Take over the west and the east, and we got just what you need on vitamin G.
Hello. Welcome everyone to episode 245 of the Vitamin G podcast. I am your host, Pharaoh, and with me today I have the great Nappy Senshi, Maxwell, we also call him Kofi, and Captain Xbox himself. Glad he didn't run away from these topics today. Let's just get into our intros. Let's see, Jube, what you been up to? What you been playing on this glorious college football day? It has been it is definitely a glorious day. 11 years without college football games, and we got our first college football video game back. So glorious day. How's it going for you, Jube? It's the same game. The only thing that's different is going to be a little bit. The sliders are going to be a little bit different. Going to have more trick plays, and the game's going to play probably a little bit faster. It's the same game. Atmosphere and everything like that is going to be better on college football because the NFL kind of messes with it. Yeah. Well, this year the presentation got a big upgrade on the Madden side. I didn't get a chance to touch the beta, but they got multiple announcing crews now and a bunch of other stuff. So I think they'll be pretty close to even. I think college football will edge it out because they have a little bit more freedom in what they can do. Because the NFL kind of, blocks that. But yeah. Well, that's why they let you create your own school. So you can do that. And they're going to be adding teams throughout the year too. They're going to be adding those Division 2 and Division 3 schools throughout the year, they said. So we'll see if they stick to it. Yeah. Hey, I don't disagree. Howard, Morgan, all of them. Yeah, man, how you been? What you been playing besides college football? First Ascendant? I haven't. I'm a fraud. Haven't had a chance to. Yeah. 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 Did you get the there's a Game Pass Ultimate perk for Jubei and Nappe. Did y'all get that bundle or whatever that they're giving away? Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. You can still claim it. It's cross progression across the account. Appreciate that, Yobi. Yeah. Yeah, so you can claim that. But yeah. Kofi, what you been up to? What you been playing? Oh, you got college football? Oh, I'm about to say, like, okay, okay. You can't hear Kofi? What? Oh, no, it's me. It's me. I forgot to turn.
Actually, yeah, I'm about to say because
I forgot to turn your audio on. I'm such an idiot.
Oh,
yeah, because last stream
Oh.
apparently we all were like very low.
Oh
Alright.
no.
Yeah, they did
Okay.
they
It's
did an
all
upgrade
testing
to OBS, and I kind of missed it. But yeah,
Let me know
so-
if you can hear me better.
Oh, you're perfect now. I just had
Okay.
it off. But yeah, Kofi, what you been
Yeah,
up to? What you been playing?
Yeah, so just going over games I was playing. I'm about 30 hours into the first Descendants. I'm really liking it. I know Nappy. Who do you main, Nappy? Because you're Bunny, right, Jubei?
yeah.
I don't really necessarily have a main anymore. Like I
Wow.
pick based off of enemies. No, like seriously,
Okay.
like you can not. There's like even though Bunny's good, like Bunny's good for crowd control, but at boss battles, Bunny's not meh.
Okay.
I just got Frera. I'm trying to level her up.
Okay.
I think I got 3 Descendants to level 40 now. So I got
Oh,
another
nice.
3 I got to get to level 40. I told you,
And
do those
Jubei, I think,
defensive
has 4.
missions.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
easy
yeah, the
XP,
defensive
bruh.
missions are
and you
everything.
can do them solo. Same amount of XP. Just rush in there
crazy.
and get it done.
So yeah,
Yep.
I'm a level 40
It's actually
Glay, so I
easier
guess
solo,
I'm the
actually.
boss killer. And Glay
Mhm.
is amazing. I'm having a very, very good time. So I'm strongly looking forward to play with you guys, but I'm still in the White Knight Gulch. So, I've still got some work to do. I think that leaves 3 more bosses before you can get to hard mode or whatever the end game is. So really, really great. Just like Omar, even though I'm not as far as Omar, I've been playing Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is really, really good for me. I like the
It's
idea of
amazing.
like I love the strict, watching animations of bosses. The characters and their interactions is really cool. The town that they're in feels really well. The ambiance is right. The music is it just feels great. I mean, a lot of it is in Hangul or Korean, so I can't say I can understand the meanings, but I really am appreciating the overall ambiance of Stellar Blade and the combat. It's awesome. So coming off of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and then diving into this, I've got Rise of the Ronin that's going to be jumping in here. So it's just been great.
Hello?
Really, really happy with gaming this last 6 months.
Just doing my podcast right now.
And then, of course, I have Renatus coming in the mail, which is, again, the JRPG that'll be out later this year in America, but it is out in Japan as of
All right, love you.
2 days
Bye.
ago. It came out on the 14th. So I will be posting reviews and gameplay of that game, too. And I want to talk about the unique gameplay mechanics that Renatus has. So, yeah.
The one from Capcom?
This is from Furyu, the same people who made Trinity Trigger and Prime Machina. And yeah, they're like one of the smallest JRPG studios, and they always make something different, like every 2 years. Completely new IPs.
Gotcha.
You might know. Do you know Alliance Alive?
No, but I know about Climax, you talked about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, and since you started speaking up, Omar, what you been up to? What you been playing?
Yes, folks, but it was late. I was making sure my Stellar Blade save file saved. Otherwise, I would have needed to do the last close to final boss again, and I absolutely have no interest in doing so. So yeah, Stellar Blade it is.
All right.
I'm literally close to the ending, like the final two bosses, and what a game! It it's genuinely masterpiece. It's for a first IP, first time uh what we call it, their shot at a triple A game. Like yeah, it beat most triple A games that have ex- developers that have experience. It got the music, the voice acting, the combat, the story is even interesting. So yeah, I do recommend it. Other than that, I played a little game called Nuclear Blaze. Basically, you're a firefighter dude, and you need to put out fires in a nuclear area. It's a 2D short game. Like I bought it for $3 or $2, and I beat it in a day in less than 2 hours. So I do recommend it. But yeah, that's about me for me.
All right. All right. And last but certainly not least, Nappy. What have you been up to? What you been playing?
I have been not gaming on First Ascended as much as I wanted to, but I have recently got another controller. Well, I got two, one for my girl, one for myself. The Nexus Warriors GameCube controller. This controller is for the Nintendo GameCube, Wii, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So it does have all the buttons of a modern controller, as you see right here. But it's just really cool because this is like a GameCube controller with Hall of Fame joysticks, and I was like, yeah, let me get to this. And also, there's something I want to show you guys and what you want to talk about because I have dived into a realm that I never thought I would dive into.
And that is.
The Smash community. I got some
Oh.
projects I got to show you guys.
Okay. Okay. All right. We can touch on that and what's on your mind. We got a little time for that. Yeah, meanwhile, I have been I didn't get a lot of gaming in. It was just me and the boys this past week. But and I had some issues with my headset, so that also kind of messed me a bit. But I did get in some college football today. That was cool. Started my road to glory. Got the first game in, then had to get ready for the podcast. Had to be a little bit responsible. And I think that's about it on my end on the gaming side. So with that said, we can jump straight into boom, 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 boom. The timestamp down.
Oh, that's great, Yobi. You getting your ultimate controller. That's what I'm talking about.
We're losing track. 1845. All right, so what's on your mind today, my fellow gamers? Anything gaming related on your mind that is not a part of our topics today?
Well, okay, so first things first, you can get Suicide Squad free tomorrow during Amazon Prime Day. Usually you can get the game to go for your Epic Games account. So if you want Suicide Squad for free, just feel free to pick it up tomorrow. Just go to it's for Prime Gaming, so if you pick it up on Prime Gaming, you just claim the game and it goes to your Epic Games account, and there you go.
Yep.
You now have Suicide Squad.
All right.
I bought it for $15, so having it on Steam for free is going to be nice.
Right.
Well, no, it's on Epic Games, not Steam.
I mean, you know what I mean. Like on PC, it's fine. I can run it on my Steam Deck anyway, so it'll all work.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's that. And I will show you guys a project because I realized that I have dove into a realm that I never thought I would dive into. This is going to be another little project that I have came across while streaming.
Check this out.
Let's see if it make it big screen. Wait for it to make it big. Let's see if everyone's going to see this. So this is another project This was a project called Smash Project M Project Remix. And this thing, you'll be surprised what they did with this project. If it loads, you got to give it a minute. There we go. The Project M Remix DX. So this is a modded version of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So, and this is not even the final build yet. So I just want to show y'all real quick all the characters in this. And my
controller going crazy.
Yeah, my controller is. I can fix that. Let me fix that real quick.
I see a lot of characters. I see Solid Snake. I see Cloud, Sephiroth. I see Squall. I see.
Yeah, I'm trying
Squirtle,
to.
Lucario. Okay. I see.
Sora,
yeah.
Yeah. So
Banjo.
hold on, my controller.
Let's
put none.
Gandalf.
None.
Mega Man.
Ryu.
Zero. Ryu. Ken. Terry Bogard.
Yes.
No.
So-
Ryu from Ninja Gaiden.
Yep. Hold on. Wow, my controller's really acting up at a time like this.
I mean, use the controller, dude.
Yeah, you're the controller.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use keep.
Got Pac-Man.
Yeah. It got a lot of characters on here, basically.
It's quite extensive. I don't see Goku.
No, there isn't a Goku. So basically, this is the craziest roster they have for this project. There we go. Got it. Close. So basically, as you see, this is called Project Remix. Basically, if you are into the Smash community and you got a mod to Smash, this game took all of the current Smash characters and plus created their own custom Smash characters for certain games. So like you got Metal Sonic, they had a Shadow, Silver, they had a U. Like, this is insane. Elizabeth, Isaac, heck, you got Ninten. Of course, they added Zero. You got Mega Man X, Ryu, Ken, Sub-Zero. As you see, you got a crazy amount of characters in this game right here. And also, Gino is a playable character in this. So this is just one of the projects I wanted to show you guys. And then I have one more project to show you guys that is going to be a little bit crazy. So the second project I'm going to jump into, I'm going to open this up. And I am going to.
There is not a Goku mod for that at the moment.
It's okay. You're about to run into something much more crazy. Let's see. Dolphin controller mod. All right. So I think.
It's kicked down my door. I'm seeing all these Nintendo logos. I'm sending them to you.
There is not Nintendo logos. You guys are
I see these little GameCube logos in the corner. I see that little Wii logo in the corner. They knock on my door.
The lawyers is real, bro.
They knock on my door. I'm sending them straight to you.
Oh my god, you guys are fine.
He said, "I'm telling."
Here we go. So this is another
going straight gunner on them.
So this is another project. This is called Super Smash Brothers Unlimited. And you'll figure out why it's called Unlimited in a second. Or Universe, I'm sorry. Well, they changed the universe, but you guys will want to see the beauty that I get to see.
Lost it again. There goes
whenever,
that's the Nintendo lawyers right there. They working.
They working.
Oh, on again.
So
Nintendo get down
with their own custom little song. You can't see it?
Oh no, we can see it. Oh, yeah, we can see it.
Wait, hold up. The music.
Yeah. So be prepared for this mod. This mod is really crazy. Look at all these characters.
Oh, you got Naruto, Sasuke,
Donald
Kakashi.
Yo,
Here's your
thank you.
Goku.
There goes Goku. Yeah, I see him. Vegeta.
Team Gohan.
Okay.
They got so many characters in this project.
You got Yoda.
Yeah, so, and also, which the crazy thing is, they have so many characters in this game that they couldn't even fit them on the screen. So what they did was, they made them with costume changes.
You got Ronald McDonald. You got Deku.
Yeah, so.
Where's Bakugo? I see Deku. They gotta be a Bakugo, right? I see Inuyasha.
Deku, a Bakugo. I forgot. I think he's probably one of the costume. I don't know if Luffy's DX5. I haven't tested him yet.
I see
but
Kratos. I
this
see Spider-Man, Wolverine.
But this project is very old.
Little Among Us dude.
They got. We got. Oh yeah, Colonel a KFC guy.
Oh, I see Crash. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So you got Rukia.
Okay, and Ichigo. I see him too.
You have Axel. But then he also plays a Samurai Jack. Also plays fucking.
This is not a
and
Mugen,
Orochimaru. No, this is not Mugen.
So we'll probably I'm sure Nappy.
We got Squall.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure Nappy can drop the links to this type of stuff in the Discord if you want to figure out how to get access.
Oh, there is a process for this, but yeah, this is what I dived into recently. The insane amount of characters that they made. So,
are you a coder or just player?
I'm just a player. Don't code this. So they have made a crazy mod.
I see Rayman.
Hey, Rayman.
Actar.
Yes.
Popeye.
You can play as Squidward.
Okay. Jimmy Neutron in here?
So, Jimmy Neutron, he is in here. He is, if I can find him. I don't think he's like one of the main characters. I think he's one of the,
Mario.
No.
Well, don't worry about it.
Where? But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys these two projects that I have been playing. Just to show you, I could see why Nintendo goes after, No, I won't say this. I don't think Nintendo should go after the modded community because this is based off of Brawl, and Brawl you can't even buy anymore. So it's really awesome. But the character roster is really big. Out of the two universe and the Project Remix, I like Project Remix more because the characters are more fleshed out and more even. But Project Universe, the Universe mod is like it's so much fun. Because it's just a bunch of random characters and a bunch of craziness. So that's pretty much what I got into. I just want to show you guys real quick the modding scene that I have gotten into, and just Super Smash Brothers Brawl mods are insane.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Well, that's all I got.
And any other gaming related things that you guys want to talk about or show and tell before we jump into our topics for today? Going once, going twice. Appreciate you, Nappy.
Don't sue us, Nintendo.
What'd you say?
Don't sue us, Nintendo.
Nintendo's not gonna sue us.
But I just want to thank everyone that's here right now. Shout out to Stanley and Yobi for standing 10 toes down in the chat. Thank you for everyone who has hit the like button to this point. I just want to encourage everyone to hit the like button and share this out before we jump into our first topic of today, which is going to be the Game Pass price hike. So, being a show that doesn't only comes on once a week and doesn't get a chance to immediately react, we've had a little bit more time to digest this than a lot of other channels, and I'll just break it down from what I've seen. So it looks like basically these the tiers are changing, and it really impacts new users coming into the ecosystem. So they got rid of the original middle tier between Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass Core. They got rid of that tier because it didn't include online play, and they added online play and the Game Pass catalog, but they took away day one exclusives, at least first party, for those players.
Are we able to look at any visual that shows the tiers just so that people might be able to
Uh,
come through and we can speak to them?
Sure. Let me look. I can look it up real quick. Let's see. See if I can find something.
Do you want? I have Crowblade saved for a
Uh,
while.
If you wanna,
He broke it down.
you
You
wanna
want me to
drop.
send it to you?
You can drop it in the Discord. Oh, I think I got some. I got something.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, image and new tab. Oh no, that's not a good image. Let me see. Yeah, just send me something. I can't get this like kind of like full screenish. Oh, I got it full screen. All right, now let's see. I want to get this full screen on here. Let's see. I'll put it over here. Can you guys see it? All right, boom. All right, so here is the new set of tiers that we have here. Basically they they changed Game Pass standard. So basically it includes online multiplayer, but it takes away the day one game editions. Other than that, that tier stays the same. Game Pass Core stays the same, except they raised the annual price to $75 a year. They raised the price of Game Pass Standard to $15 a month. Game Pass Ultimate went up $2 to $19.99 a month, and PC Game Pass went up $2 to $11.99 a month. If you are an existing member of Game Pass, at any of the tiers, I think standard and above, your day one access to games has not changed. So, as long as you're an existing member of Game Pass, you keep everything that you previously had before. With that said, I'm gonna give our panel an opportunity to give their opinions on it, and I guess I'll kind of wrap up or go back and forth with my opinions with the panel. Let me get out of this now that everyone has seen it. And oh, here. This is why you need 3 monitors. I promise. So let's see. Let's go to Captain Xbox first. Captain Xbox, Drew Big Sensei, how are you feeling about these new announced changes in regards to Game Pass?
I'm kicking that can down the road because I have a couple of years stacked up.
Okay.
One thing you didn't mention is they're only allowing you to stack 13 months max. Before it was like 3 years, so now you get a year and a month.
Yes, by September. You have until September
Yeah.
to stack your 3 years up. So
Yeah, so that's changing. Like you said, this is mostly for newer people that are signing up for the service. If you already have Game Pass for console, for the love of God, keep it.
yeah.
Because you'll still get your day ones, and I don't think their price changes. I don't think Game Pass for console goes up to 14
Okay.
because it's gotten rid of entirely. So as long as if you keep auto renewing it and don't let it lapse, I think Game Pass for console still got like $10 or some shit.
I don't know if it changed. See, I'd have to read further, but I do think starting in September we all get the price increase. I believe so.
I mean, maybe, but like I said, it's not going to affect people that already have Game Pass for console, which is the tier that's going away, and it'll go away if you let it lapse.
Yeah, so they may be grandfathered into there, right? You are, yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, they may be grandfathered,
which is great.
Right.
Like I said, if you have that plan, hold on to it for dear life. Like Unless you're on Ultimate, you don't really need anything else.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Any other thoughts? Do you?
It's weird how the marketing's going to change because now you can't just say day one in Game Pass. You have to have asterisks
Well,
um, to compensate
apparent.
for the fact that not every plan is going to have it day one.
I would have to go back and look at it, but apparently during the showcase we may have overlooked it. But I heard someone say that during the showcase they say play day one with Game Pass Ultimate,
Ah,
and we
okay. So
probably just
they've already
overlooked
started
it.
doing that.
Yeah.
Yep, you might be right. We're gonna have
Um,
to go back and look just to confirm.
yeah, but I heard someone say that. I haven't had a chance to go back and look myself.
Got you.
But yeah, no. So you're pretty even keel on it.
I'm
You're not.
okay.
You're not.
I'm okay with it. Like the price for this hasn't gone up as much as I thought it would
Yeah.
in the time that it's been around. So I mean, I knew the price was going to go up someday. Like
As
it,
with
it
all
goes with
subscription
everything. But
services, yeah.
if they're really going to drop like one or two big games a quarter, like that more than makes up for the price of that. It's like Ultimate is like what $240 a year now. If you
this week
play three $70 games, it's already paid for itself, damn near.
Yeah, like this week alone, at least for me, Game Pass kind of pays for itself because I know I'm gonna check out Kasumi the Goddess. I know I'm gonna check out Flintlock.
Absolutely. I'm in there.
I know I'm gonna check out Flintlock. That's 2 games right
To
there.
get the name right, it's Kunitsugami.
Getting to play Neon White finally is nice.
Yeah. I'm playing Jedi Survivor right now. So yeah, it's more than it's more than covering itself for me. So, but I'm gonna go to the opposing side, someone who doesn't have Game Pass, and get their thoughts. So, I'm gonna go with Omar first. Omar, what are your thoughts on the Game Pass price hike?
Thank God I don't have Game Pass. You're actually getting punished for putting Call of Duty on their ecosystem. Like if you as a gamer that don't care about Game Pass, not you have Game Pass but don't care about Call of Duty, you're actually getting screwed over because of this.
So you're
And
saying
that's crazy.
you're saying that a $2 price increase is attributed solely to Call of Duty and just not the nature of subscription services in general?
Yeah, no, this is just Call of Duty.
Okay.
Because literally, because remember they've been making moves with the Game Pass. They didn't price hike it until we got you got Call of Duty in Game Pass, and all of a sudden price hike. Yeah, no.
No, they had a price increase last year.
So yeah, it is a dick move. In my opinion, but I believe there should be a Call of Duty free version. If they want to make so many versions, which
There's a free version. It's Warzone.
beyond stupid that version that they have, where not only they removed day one, which negate everything that Game Pass stands for, and it makes no sense for it to even exist.
It doesn't
We
take
all
away
know
what
why they're doing it, because they want you to subscribe to Ultimate.
It doesn't take away what Game Pass stands for.
They made the next tier so terrible that you have no other choice than to subscribe to Ultimate.
How is the next tier terrible?
I do believe there should be no Call of Duty tier where you don't get to pay extra because you're not getting Call of Duty.
It's Game Pass standard.
That's my opinion.
Can you hear me? Omar?
But yeah, that's just my take.
Can you hear me? Omar?
Omar said what was his take. Can you hear him?
Yeah, I was asking you questions, but I guess you couldn't hear me.
I have no audio.
Okay, so yeah, he can't hear me. That's his take.
I can't hear you guys. 1 second. I have no audio from you guys. No idea why.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We'll just move on to the next person. Can't really get any back and forth to Omar at the moment. But Nappy, PC Game Pass goes up $2 for you, or you're on Game Pass Ultimate, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on Ultimate.
All right, so Game Pass Ultimate goes up $2 for you. How are you feeling about?
My audio is back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was saying to you that that Game Pass it's not devalued because the people who were never in Game Pass didn't lose anything. If day one games weren't an incentive for you up until this point, then coming into the ecosystem now and then choosing to go to standard, day one was never the reason you got in to begin with. So you're not really losing everything. The people that value day one are all able to keep their day one. Like, we're talking about new consumers who never cared about and who Microsoft never said that, hey, you get every game day one with.
Okay.
I was just asking, like, based on that, how does it devalue to an existing customer who never cared about that? Well, I mean, to a non-existing customer, to a potential future customer.
Okay, let's see how many are gonna subscribe to this tier, and then we're gonna talk.
Well, we don't know how many are subscribed to each
And
tier
that's the biggest issue.
as is. We don't have access to that data. Just like we don't
That's
have
the biggest
just
issue.
like we don't have access to how many people are subscribed to the lower tier of Ubisoft or the higher tier of Ubisoft, or the lower tier of PlayStation Plus or the higher tier of PlayStation Plus. We don't have
And that's the issue.
that's not an issue for us consumers because it really doesn't impact us.
But that's what I said. I said this tier is not gonna be made use of. And we're not gonna be able to know if that's true or not.
Okay.
I think there are genuine people that don't really care about day one, because if they did, they'd already have the service already.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Same.
really,
If you want day one, you know you need to get ultimate.
you would
So if
already
you care about that, you
if
have
you
a
cared
tier
about
for it.
day one, you would have had Game Pass years ago. If that was your thing, but if you're coming over
If you
from
wanted Game Pass, you would have had Game Pass years ago.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But now it's just new people coming to the ecosystem, and they're gonna be new people coming to the ecosystem. We finally got a console seller, something that moves people over to next gen. Finally got that game out. So we're gonna see a lot
Which
more
one?
college football.
Call of Duty?
College football is
No,
next gen
college
only.
football.
Yeah, college football is next
Yep.
gen only. It's
Yep.
it's the first big casual game that you need a
That's
next
next gen
generation
only.
that you need a next gen
And
console for.
people are gonna move. People are absolutely gonna move for it.
Yeah, it's the first one, but you got GTA next year. I can't think of any other casual market game. But yeah, college football is going to be the first one. So
And college football is gonna end up in Game Pass at some point,
yeah, because it's part of EA. So
like every EA game.
yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Nappy, how are you feeling as a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber?
Huh?
In the news that about your $2 price hike.
I'm kind of a little annoyed that because I'm actually was always had Game Pass Ultimate, so fortunately I'm going to pay the extra $2 because I do use Game Pass to stream some games sometimes to directly to my phone or to my Razer. They better these games better be good. That's all I gotta say. Like, I understand they just announced a bunch of games for Game Pass and they say day one with Game Pass Ultimate. I am just like, okay, if you're gonna raise the price by $2, this better be worth it. And also I went to cdkeys.com and just stacked up on some
yeah, I found a website. I was gonna run it by Kofi, and I changed my VPN over to Brazil, and you can get 3 months of Game Pass for $25.
You don't even need to go to Brazil. They got United States
$100 a year.
Huh? Yeah.
They got United States cards on CD
Yeah, but
keys.
those,
You don't
but
even
those are
have to.
those are $30 for a month for 3 months. $25.
Hmm.
So
So
always looking for. I'm look. Kofi showed me the way, and he showed
he
me how to.
showed you the way.
He taught me how to scam. So once he taught me, I can't abandon those lessons. You know what I'm saying, so
You can't abandon the lesson.
nope, can't do it. So that being said, let's speaking of Kofi, what are your thoughts as an outsider looking in on the Game Pass changes and $2 price hike?
Yeah, I think it was expected. I think we all knew it was coming, and I kind of personally separate the subscription from the games in terms of if I don't want to speak poorly of the release of games that Xbox has had because of Game Pass. I kind of don't think about Game Pass and I say, hey, Hellblade 2, I want to buy that. Or it could even be something like Pentiment. I want to buy that. And it's not necessarily whether I could ever afford Game Pass. It's more I kind of that's just my way of supporting, right? Like
Yeah.
for reasons that I didn't buy Call of Duty for so many years. That was just the way I was speaking with my wallet. I like at least owning a digital license, but if I can, I will buy physical. I usually buy physical, so I can at least have full ownership of that game without, internet connection and things like this. But I think like when I look at the tiers for Xbox Game Pass and I look at the tiers for PlayStation Plus, because Xbox has the day one feature, it is a much more marketable service, and that's exactly how Xbox treats it compared to PlayStation. PlayStation isn't really pushing PlayStation Plus. So when I look at as you and Jube were talking about now, only one version of Game Pass, including day one releases. I'm very curious how the market will react for your average parent or young people who are just coming into gaming and how quickly they'll be able to absorb if they buy an Xbox S. They're just getting into things like Fortnite, and then they eventually hear about Game Pass and they pay for the lowest tier and maybe kind of miss the nuance of whether a day one release matters to them, or will they feel like they thought they had the coverage but they didn't, because it is 75 a year, right, for the lowest tier. So
The lowest tier is just
um,
online only. It's not the Game Pass catalog.
right, but it is some arcade games, right?
It's like a
There's something
it's
say
it's like
pro
it's
issue.
it's like a curated catalog of like I think 20 or 30 games, but it's not the game.
Okay,
It's not the Game Pass like
but it probably
library.
includes like Gears and Halo. Well, Halo's half of it's free,
I'm not
right? So
100% sure, but I do know they rotate the 30 games, and I don't know how
okay,
often they rotate them.
We also
okay.
don't know how long that day one exclusivity to Ultimate's going to last either.
That is a good
really?
question.
No, I would say day one exclusivity to Ultimate will always be around. It's just Ultimate will continue to rise in price. If that's something you
Interesting.
value.
What do you think it's going to be like 6 months, 3 months, like
Oh, you talking
year?
about for
Like
Game
what we
Pass
talking?
Standard? For Game
Yeah,
Pass
Yeah.
when does
Standard,
it
I
get
think
the
I
game?
think I think people on Game Pass Standard will most likely have to wait 6 months to a year for day one game. Because
And that's
Ooh.
go ahead.
what I think that does is I think it extends the life of the game as far as people jumping in and playing it. So you get a new wave of customers playing the game 6 months later who were not in Game Pass Ultimate. So it kind of like
So
refreshes the
basically,
player
like
base.
PlayStation.
The last thing I would add, I mean, I guess if we have to keep as many tiers, I honestly, I think, well, my opinion doesn't really matter as much because I don't plan on getting in the ecosystem. But I think you could excite people to get into the lowest tier if there was some sort of indie rotation that it's not the big super exciting games and not necessarily first party, but if something like, I don't know, a good rotation of like Dave the Diver or other like really cool looking, less expensive indie games that want to get out in the scene and people just want to pay 75 a year for that, I think that's a win. And it adds to the conversation for the lowest tier, because it sounds like there's a rotation of 30 games like you said, but if it's only older titles, it may not be as exciting as like, hey, like this new indie game, just like they have always done. I think that trend of this is in Game Pass right now, but it's just not AAA or first party. It's still a positive to keep people talking about it, as opposed to, it's going into it's going into the lowest tier later, but we just post that on Twitter, or we just post it averagely without talking about it.
Well, the way that like, if you want the lowest tier of Game Pass or even a middle tier of Game Pass, you have to know that you want it, because on the Xbox, like, it's not like necessarily an option that pops up for you. You have to like look for it. The first,
Well, if you
And the
want to
other
play
thing,
online, it will force you, right?
standard also doesn't come with cloud. Like there's so much you don't get in standard. Like,
So,
you
like,
don't get cloud saves.
No, you get
Yeah,
cloud
that's the one
saves.
thing. That's the only reason why I got.
You get cloud saves. You get everything that
You don't
comes
get cloud streaming.
Yeah, you get
But you don't
everything
get cloud
that comes with the Xbox standard ecosystem. You just don't get the like playing video games on the cloud. That's it.
yeah.
But you also don't
And
get the multiplayer.
Luckily,
without
standard
it.
isn't only
You
30
get the
games
multiplayer
like
with you get the
Forest,
multiplayer
but
with standard.
You get a bunch of games in standard.
Okay.
It's just an update. You just don't get games day one going forward.
Yeah, you just don't get first party day one. We don't know about third party, because third party, I would assume that third party is gonna stay day one for Game Pass standard, because those games don't necessarily always stay for a year. They don't necessarily always stay for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So, unless it's like a really big third party game that's staying in there for more than a year, I would assume that it would go in Game Pass standard day one. I would assume. But the first party stuff that they actually have control over, probably not. But yeah, I mean, as far as I see it, seen a lot of different opinions on it. I don't think it devalues the service necessarily to new customers, because new customers were never promised day one games, and that's just not something that was necessarily the selling point to bring them to the platform to begin with. So I don't think the lower tiers necessarily is devalued to a new consumer. Where I do kind of see some issues with these three tiers is when it comes to the cloud gaming aspect. So you just launched this Fire Stick. You want people to get a controller and boot up their Fire Stick and get into gaming for the first time. And it's the Fire Sticks are pretty cheap right now. Probably in total, like even when it's not on sale, it probably costs you about $100 entry barrier, like $40 for the stick, $40 for the controller, 40 to 60 for the controller, or a controller, and then $20 for a month of Game Pass. But for cloud streaming not to be available to really be a sustainable primary form of gaming quite yet, I think it's hard. It's a hard sell for a person to pay $20 a month if they're gonna be gaming on their Fire Stick consistently. Now you're gonna get some people that like sign up for Game Pass and they treat it like a gym membership and they just never, touch it again, and they just keep paying. You're gonna get those people, of course, but for the other consumers that try Xbox cloud gaming, I think $20 a month on the cloud is a little bit of a tough sell. Like, especially like being like, you won't be able to play like first person shooters and things like that competitively with that level of latency that comes with a cloud. So I think that's probably the thing that hurts it the most. But I don't think new customers are owed day and date games per se, because that wasn't promised to them. That was promised to people who got in the very beginning and for the first couple years that this is the benefit of getting into Game Pass. The benefit has changed, over the years. Services change all the time over the years. They change with Netflix and Max and Disney Plus, Hulu. They all change eventually. So, and as these services, cell phone plans, like as these services change, the people who got in early reap the benefit of getting in at the time that they got in. So I think that's pretty standard par for the course when it comes to purchasing in any product or service. Any pushbacks or questions the panel want to throw at me? Because if not, we can go ahead and jump into topic number 2. But before I do that, I'm gonna check the chat, make sure. Okay, Yobi saying that he thinks next year they'll introduce another tier, and that'll be the Game Pass mobile tier, and I could probably see that. Game Pass, it probably wouldn't be Game Pass mobile; it'd probably just be Game Pass Cloud tier, because it's not like you're downloading those games and playing them natively. So I could see that possibly. Yeah. Anything else on this topic from the panel? Once?
I mean,
yeah.
Anybody that wants to complain over a couple of bucks shouldn't be with this hobby anyway. This hobby's expensive. It is.
Well,
it is.
Yeah.
Wait, I
I
thought Game Pass was for the broke people. What happened?
No one ever said Game Pass. Nobody ever said Game Pass was for the broke people.
This notion have been beaten to death. How Game Pass is literally so cheap, it's for $1. Like, no, we're not doing that.
All those people that did that can't do it no more. That deal
called
doesn't
a promotion. Exist. That's not like, it wasn't like you just get Game Pass for $1 for life. That was just a promo entry. That's like when you sign up for Fios and you get the first year for, $99 a month, and then as soon as that year's up, you're paying $2 whatever a month for it. Like, that's like, it's a promo. Like, you can't.
Yeah, I get that promotion. However, when Game Pass was first released, and people started saying how games are $70, so instead of $70, get Game Pass.
Yeah, that's certainly an option. Yeah,
it is. And it's still cheaper than paying $70 per game. If you pay more than 3 games a year, it's for you.
All of a sudden now, if you can't afford $20, then you should not be in this hobby?
Yeah.
Well,
the fuck?
If you can't afford,
entitlism out at finest.
It's not entitlism because Game Pass.
It absolutely is.
Game Pass
who
is the equivalent.
Who the fuck is anybody to say?
Listen,
who
majority of the people are like, if you have Game Pass, you're broke. You don't own shit. Those are the same people that are complaining about the price increase.
Game Pass is the equivalent.
It doesn't make sense.
Game Pass is the equivalent of 3 games a year, and purchasing a year of an online service. So, I mean, even if you're not in Game Pass, if you're playing less than 3 games a year, if you play more than 3 games a year, then you should not be complaining about the price of Game Pass if those games that you're playing is actually showing up in Game Pass.
Who are we to decide what people should and shouldn't do? Like, people are free to decide what
I'm saying is that you're coming off as hypocritical if 3 games that you were going to buy are showing up into the service that you're paying into, and now you no longer have to buy those games. You can leave the service for sure. If you think $20 is egregious, you are free to leave the service and purchase those games for $70 because you're making it about being about broke people, and I don't think Game Pass is for broke people. But if you don't see the value, you can go and buy those 3 games. And you can pay $60. I think is how much is PlayStation Plus the lowest tier? Is it still $60 or what price is it now? I don't know.
I think it is.
I think it got raised also, but I don't know the exact price.
It was raised last year.
Yeah, so it's not 60 anymore.
What was the justification for that raise?
No, it was 50 before.
No, it was 60.
I ain't hear people crying about that.
See, we're so used to doing damn CD keys and shit. Let's see, PlayStation. let's do PlayStation Plus tiers real quick. Let me look at my phone.
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
How much
It's
is it?
$79.
All right, so the bottom tier PlayStation Plus is $80. The bottom tier of Xbox just for online access is $75. So if you want to pay your $80 and $75 and then pay for 3 games, and those be the only 3 games you play, or you buy more than that of games that were going to show up in that service anyway, and you want to argue that the service is no longer of value to you, that's fine. Like, but you can't say that if the games that you were going to buy anyway are showing up in the service and it ends up being cheaper to be in the service, that the service isn't providing value at the price that it's giving. You can complain, but it's just not a factual argument that the value isn't there if you are actually playing those games in the service and saving money as a result. So, but yeah, do we have anything else other than the Game Passes for broke people argument?
I don't know. I think we kind of hit the nail on the head. Honestly,
think
let's
so,
just
too.
see how this goes. Let's see if people are going to vote with their wallets. Some people are going to cancel their subscriptions. Some people are going to keep their subscriptions, and some people are going to go on cdkeys.com and stack up on a subscription.
I don't think people are gonna cancel their subscription because the people who are in aren't losing anything. I mean,
I got to pay $2.
So after September, aren't the prices going to go up for them the next time they re-up?
The next month it'll be like $2 more, yeah. But most people don't stop buying stuff because it goes up $2. I'm just saying most people don't most consumers don't even know that Game Pass announced a price hike. Like most casual gamers, they don't look at this type of news. Just keep on paying as long as it's not something egregious. Like, what the hell? Why'd I get charged this much? Like, other than that, most people don't change much. But yeah, that being said,
Like, look, if Game Pass Ultimate was $40 a month, sure, you know what I mean, but it's not.
I mean,
I say all my other subscriptions went up. Crunchyroll, friggin' YouTube Premium, Netflix. Like, this seems like it's bound to happen. I guess
it's par for
yeah.
the
It seems
course.
like streaming. Yeah, it seems like streaming services just in general went up in price. So, heck, Amazon's the only one that didn't necessarily go up, but just introduce ads to their current tier.
Oh, it went up because you got to pay $2 to get rid of those ads.
Prime did go up.
Yeah.
Regular Prime?
Yeah, it was cheaper.
Bro, everything.
God damn, man.
Everything is going up. The only thing that's not going up is salaries along with it. But yeah.
I know, that's unfortunate. We live in a cruel world indeed.
It just is what it is. But we can jump on to the next topic because there's no point in just demonizing Xbox like they're the only one doing it. I forgot to get my timestamp for the last one, but I will not forget the timestamp for this one. I don't want to go back as it. All right, and before we do this, I just want to encourage you guys to hit that like button and share this out and subscribe to the channel. So, this weekend, Concord went live with their closed beta, but it wasn't closed. They actually announced that it was going to be open to everyone. So anyone who wanted to play Concord was able to play, I think, Friday to Monday were the dates. And I've seen a lot of people who did play it. There were a lot of people who said they liked it. There was a lot of people who said they didn't like it. So the reception's a little bit all over. But I think the biggest thing that we've seen is just, at least from the Steam numbers, is that the turnout for the game, where you could only play by pre-order, was pretty abysmal. I think it only hit a peak of 1,000 players over the weekend, about 1,100 players. So I know this is a topic that we brought up a couple weeks ago as far as how would this game do with the PC community with the sharp decline that Helldivers experienced after the PSN thing, and with the live service community show out for this game, it looks like they haven't, and that this game is not necessarily performing as Sony would have hoped on the PC side of the house. That said, the question that we have to raise now is this game a DOA game? Is it dead on arrival? I am going to kick this off with Kofi. Did you get a chance to test out Concord over the weekends? What were your impressions of the game, and what do you think the future of this game is, being a hero shooter in a very competitive space?
So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to play it.
Okay.
I downloaded it, didn't have the time. So, when I look at this game, I have concern for the genre hero shooter because I've seen potential in competitors, namely Gundam Evolution, which I found extremely appealing and fun. But it did not survive longer than a year. And I would imagine that, with PlayStation's backing, Concord may not get a lot of traction when it's first released, but it will probably be around for at least 18 months before they decide to either not move forward with any updates or, completely just leave it alone. I definitely want to give it a chance. I've seen some people who say they like it. I've seen a lot of other people say that they don't, and the negative people are very vocal, as opposed to the people who might still be trying to enjoy the beta. I'm not necessarily looking for a hero shooter right now, just because of all that's on my plate. I'm actually playing a free-to-play game, which is kind of surprising me. So the jury's out for me. I'll pass it to Omar, or maybe Nappy, who has played it, because I'm still gonna try it if I have a chance. But with the extension of the beta, we'll see if I can make it.
Well, there's going to be a second beta date, so you'll get an
Yeah,
opportunity
that
to test it out beforehand. Yeah, since you want to toss it over to Omar, Kofi the host, Omar, what are your thoughts on the Concord beta? Did you get a chance to test it out, and what do you think about the prospects of this game? Is it dead on arrival? Do you think it has a chance to get some legs? What are your thoughts so far?
One, I haven't touched it, nor will I ever do. And two, it's gonna be dead on arrival.
Why won't you touch it? You touched Helldivers.
Yeah, but
Helldivers is different.
It is different.
I'm
about to say.
He
I
touched
was about to say,
Helldivers.
people got their money's worth on Helldivers. That's a $40 game. People gotta stop
Concord
clowning
is
on
No,
Helldivers.
Concord is
it-
$40. They're both $40.
It's not about that. One, Helldiver is whatchamacallit, step person. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, Helldiver is actually interesting, unlike Concord.
Okay. No, I just wanted you to kind of give us some reasons as a PlayStation gamer, why aren't you're a member of that audience. I just want to know why they aren't quite capturing
No,
you.
hold up. No,
No?
they're not catering to me though with this game.
I didn't say they were catering
I
to
never
you. I didn't
asked
say
for
that. I just said you're a member of the PlayStation audience, and I just wanted to know why this particular title wasn't capturing you. That's what I was asking. I didn't say they were catering to you. Now I know they're not catering to you.
Because I'm not playing Destiny, nor am I playing Overwatch.
Yeah. Well, they didn't make Destiny.
So why
They
would
just
I
bought
ever
it.
play Concord? Or even give it a go?
Okay.
I'm not into.
Well,
I'm
it's a
genuine-
hero
one,
shooter. It's a little different from Destiny.
I
Little different.
hate the shooter genre when it comes to stuff like this. If it's unique, if it's FPS and unique, like for example, what do you call it, Titanfall, then yeah, I'm down. Other than that, yeah, no, I'm not interested.
Okay.
The difference between this and Helldivers, one, Helldivers have it's you versus the enemy. it's not you versus other people. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it's a third person versus first person concept.
Okay.
I'm just not a fan of first person.
Okay. I understand that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, um,
As
do
for
do
it
do.
being dead on arrival, it's because there are way too many whatchamacallit free games
Arena
to
like
invest
Overwatch
in
type.
Yeah, for example, instead of paying what, $40, people are just gonna play the first Descendant for free. And by the time Concord
Well,
comes out,
First
I'm
Descendant
pretty
is
sure
third person.
1,000 other arena shooters are gonna be on the market, either free or for money.
Okay. Now this is the question I'm gonna throw to you and Kofi. It just escaped my mind. I'm gonna find it real quick. Um, if this game flops and Helldivers continues to trend downward, as sharply as it is, do you guys foresee Sony abandoning the live service push, or do you think they're gonna like brute force it until they find some level of success, sustainable success?
They already abandoned their live service push.
No, you still got Fair,
They
you still
scale
got the Haven Studio game coming out, and you still got a couple
yeah,
others. You still got more. Got a
but
couple more.
they scaled back.
Yeah, they definitely scaled
If
back.
if you compare where they were and where they are right now, they scaled back immensely.
Oh yeah,
The
definitely.
the second faction 2 got cancelled. That's when the writing on the wall that yeah, PlayStation have went in a totally different direction now. They're and the games that are coming out, games that have been in work for years. They're not picking up new projects for live service. They're releasing what they've been making, and I think they're gonna keep it, call it a quit with this one. I think that I think literally what changed them was Faction 2. Faction 2. If Faction 2 came out, then PlayStation would have been all in on live service and they would have tried to brute force it. But the second you cancel Faction 2, it's over.
Okay.
You can't, in your good conscience, say we're invested in live service or we want to create live service and then cancel Faction 2.
Okay.
Especially when you can't do it with a franchise as successful as The Last of Us.
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of difficult to monetize The Last of Us. I think you can do it, but I think they were looking for that, that monetization they could get out of it, and I think Helldivers 2 isn't very monetization heavy, is it? Not to my knowledge.
No, it's
No,
not. That's the problem
no.
with that PlayStation has with it.
Yeah, so with Helldivers 2 not being
That's also
monetization
the reason
heavy,
I was able to enjoy it.
um,
Because I was not at disadvantage. Like, I was thinking the entire time the fire shotgun is gonna be overpowered. No, it wasn't.
yeah, I think I do think they're gonna run into some issues, but they just acquired all these live service studios. It's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting
and it's gonna hit
to
them.
see what happens there. But but yeah, Jube, you have a PlayStation, and a PC. Did you get a chance to test out Concord? If so, what were your thoughts?
I did. I
Okay.
did. So yeah, I got to play a little bit of Concord. I'm not a fan. I won't be giving them money for this game. They better hope to God that that shit ends up in PS Plus. Otherwise, it's DOA because ain't no fucking way.
Do you think it could gain legs inside of PlayStation Plus? Because it didn't necessarily perform well this weekend, being free. I mean, that's kind of a test bed for if it would do well in Plus.
I mean, did they really get the word out as far as PlayStation Plus and
But
it being like, hey, it's free, it's free.
they don't really market heavy about
They
what
don't.
goes in and out of PlayStation Plus. I mean, they put out a little thing on social media and stuff like that, but they don't market it heavy at the state of plays or anything like that. So no, didn't.
Right. And I'm already not a fan of Overwatch as it is. And they basically this is basically Sony makes Overwatch. And it has a lot of the same problems that I have with Overwatch. First of all, TTK is mad slow.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
it's a slog. It's bullet spongy, and I'm just not with that. So, not in that kind of game. Like I'd rather go play Paladins, which is free. It doesn't cost me anything at all.
Okay.
Then I got to think: are they gonna have a huge like influx of characters? Like you have to have characters to keep these games alive.
I don't think they're gonna
Like, I
be
don't know.
doing new characters. I think they're just gonna provide different skins and stuff that you can purchase for the existing characters.
I don't know about that.
Maybe
Even Overwatch
if they
had
can
a
get
new
to
character too.
maybe season 3, maybe you might get a new character. But
Maybe. But just from what I played, I'm like it graphically it looks great. Like I'm not gonna cap. Like it's a good looking game for
yeah, I
sure.
couldn't tell if it looked graphically well on Twitter because I was watching people play it on Twitter, and it the compression just it didn't look good with
Yeah.
the compression. But I don't try to judge games off of Twitter.
Yeah. No, it looks real good. So
Okay.
that's not up for debate. It looks great.
All right.
So yeah, that's what they have going for it. It's a good looking looter shooter, but I kind of expected honestly, I expected or I wish Sony would have like did something with, their properties with it instead of like making this like this was Sony's chance to make Sony's Overwatch, not Sony makes Overwatch,
Yeah. So I'm gonna throw the same question to you that I threw to Omar, and I gave Kofi a chance, but they if this flops and Destiny's kind of coming to its kind of end with no more content, supposed to
Mhm.
be coming out for that game and things like that. Where does Sony go from here on the live service push if this is DOA? Helldivers continues to do what it's doing as far as trending down. Where does Sony go from here as far as live service games? In your mind, they
I'll
continue
answer after you, Jube.
or
I think if this flops, I don't think they do because there's high production values. Like I said it's gorgeous. Like
yeah.
they're throwing money at it, but I don't know. Like Omar said, like with canceling like factions too, like you've already kind of set a precedent that you
And
aren't
the
really
Great
all in
Web.
on this.
It's not just Faction 2. The Great Web got
Yeah,
canceled. No one talks about that, but
yeah.
that game was probably the best live service game that they
Which
had in
game?
development. The Great Web.
Oh yeah, the great. We don't know what happened to that game.
It got canceled.
Yeah, but we don't know why it got canceled.
Yeah, we don't know why, but we do know it got canceled. But if you,
I have the
but they had
feeling
they had a trailer and everything, and that was to me, that was their best looking live service game. Like
I think
Concord did not look good to me from
yeah,
the jump. From the time they debuted it, it just didn't sit well with
nah,
me. Fair play or fair games, whatever it's called, that didn't look good to me from the moment that they showed it. Helldivers 2 to me was very iffy. I knew they had a established
their best
community.
is Helldiver 2.
I knew
That
but but
that's their best.
but to me, of all the live service games that we know about and we had a chance to see, whether it leaked or whatever, the Great Web looked like the one to me. Like that looked like
The issue with the Great Web is this. I think it's about what do you call it? The license.
yeah. I'm sure that's what it came down to, is the license and how, like, would it even be profitable to monetize even if the game like did have
It
like
it's gonna
5
be a
million
great
players a
risk
month?
to monetize it.
Well, I mean, I don't think it'd be an issue to monetize it. It's the revenue split between them and Disney that I think ended up probably being the issue. That's what I would guess. Because if they get, royalties on every skin and all this other stuff, it's like, are we really making money off of this game? The player count that we have to hit every month just to make money off of this game is not worth it to us. That's probably what ended up getting the game canceled, if you ask me. But yeah, to me, okay. I think that game had the best chance. But yeah, Kofi, I know you wanted to answer that question as far as Sony and
Yeah, in
live
terms
service
of
and
what. So personally, I think that even though the Steam numbers for Helldivers 2 has gone down, I think that game's going to be around for a while. I
I think it's going to be
foresee
around
there
for a while
being
too, because Helldivers 1 was around for a while. It's just that the player count has
yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
Fluctuated.
So
That's all.
Yeah.
It's
like,
summertime.
the format that a live service game that Helldivers 2 is, I am much more confident that a community can support that. I like that there was a barrier to entry, being the $40 that you had to buy. It gave us some, you know, specific things that lessen the chance of buy to win. It also showed that at that price point, people are a lot more invested in trying the game. We know it's sold very, very well,
Yeah, I think 12
considering.
million copies, 12 to 15 million, something in that range. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a year's time from now, like next February, I think, their success story. And I personally think there are so many more themes that they can approach in terms of enemy variety, leaning into the PlayStation IPs possibly, or, something completely different from, just like Terminids or whomever you might be fighting. So I think Sony is going to look at all those things and say, there's got to be some percentage of our. I don't want to say first party because technically they aren't first party, but there's going to be some percentage of our publishings that's always going to aim for some sort of live service angle, whether it's like a First Descendants completely free or pay up front like Helldivers 2. It's always going to exist. And the reason why I say that is I think Sony kind of missed the boat when they followed the trend the last time they tried to go into the multiplayer space towards the end of the PlayStation 3 generation. We had games like Twisted Metal and what was it called? Skyhawk. I thought both of those games were incredibly fun, especially Skyhawk being a huge twist on Warhawk. You were summoning things down from the sky. It almost looked a little bit like Fortnite, where you would bring these devices down and then you could build them out to do whatever, weaponize or build out a base. I thought that was really cool. When most of those games did not do well, PlayStation basically 100% went with a more immersive single player experience. I love that, but I think they should have kept around some of the talent that had multiplayer experience. And when they didn't do that, they had to buy Bungie because they didn't have anybody doing that kind of groundwork and exploring new ideas constantly. It's kind of like with hardware, at least for Sony. They're always thinking, well, if we don't outdo ourselves, somebody's going to create some sort of hardware that is competing with us, right? It's like why a Pro existed or why they have slimmer models. They're always going to be needing to keep around somebody who's working on what the newest tech can do or what new ideas and software they can introduce based on whatever hardware they're introducing. So I hope they reduce. I really don't like the idea of saying like, hey, Sucker Punch, you're making this really cool Tsushima IP, or maybe let's say 10 years from now, brand new IP. We don't want you to do that. You're now our first party free to play game or live service game. I don't like that. But contracting other publishers to jump onto things, whether it could be a Chinese related service, like I think of something like they don't publish for them, but I think of like Genshin Impact, right? Genshin Impact is only on what? It's not on Xbox, right?
No, it's not on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those situations where like they can make money off of Genshin Impact by kind of marketing it in kind of clever ways without really ever owning the IP, just kind of being friendly with the Chinese developer, or over in Korea. They obviously we've seen Korean games kind of have some like cool tentpole experiences here with Lies of P and with Stellar Blade, but there might be a live service game that looks really good. For example, DokeV. I don't know if DoKV is going to be live service, but to me, the production and the originality that I was feeling from DoKV, I don't know if anybody remembers this game. We first saw it, I think, in 2020,
I
2021.
remember it,
Um,
but this game been MIA for a long time
It's
now.
been MIA at least 3 years. Games
Yeah.
like that, though, let's say, for example, a game like that is live service free to play. That might hit just on the quality and what people feel when they see the game. There's just sometimes a game can hit the right notes, and Sony could be like, "Hey, we're going to publish for them or partner with them and have some sort of market push." That's the best way to do it. Not change some of these legacy studios and some of these people who have created, iconic IPs, whether you're Nathan Drakes or Jin Sakai, things like this.
Okay. All right. So you think they'll stay in live service, but maybe not from a first party perspective.
Correct. And, it could be second party, it could be a third party partner. But like if I was going to take a percentage of their investments for new IPs, I would say, let's say it was 40%. Oh, 40% is going to be live service investment. I don't think it needs to be that high.
Okay.
Just my opinion.
Okay.
But we'll see.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Nappy's been last a lot. He's gonna be first on this last topic.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the Concord beta? Did you get a chance to play it yourself? And what are your thoughts on the reception? And do you think this game is DOA?
I didn't get a chance to play it, unfortunately. I already told you guys I went down the rabbit hole of modern Smash Bros. Brawl. And yeah, I think this game has an uphill battle to fight because I play Marvel Rivals, and I think that's a decent game. Also, if I want another battle royale on the go, I got the Star Wars game on the mobile that is somewhat decent. So for battle royale games, the fact that a lot of people didn't play it, the fact that it was a closed beta, that you had to pre-order the game is already a bad taste in my mouth. But if they make the public beta, that's probably where it's going to shine the most and maybe convince people. But yeah, those like arena games, that's $40. You really got to justify that $40. It's
launching in August.
It is it's launching in August. So when's Marvel Rivals launching?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't paid attention to Marvel Rivals release date, but
am I say because that is
August is live service month. That's when that's like when a bunch of live service games drop is early September, mid August is when a bunch of live service games drop. Typically, that's when most of the live services drop, and then because they all try to get their game out before Call of Duty, so they usually drop in August, September, and then
good luck with that.
COD drops in October, sometimes November.
Yeah, looks like Marvel Rivals doesn't have a set release date.
Yeah,
I'll definitely have to say then, if I understand why dropping in September, people are inside, people going to school, they want a game where they can play here and there that's easy to get into. So it makes sense for that autumn, August, September, October window. But again, they're fighting an uphill battle. I mean, arena games that's a very competitive scene, and it's kind of hard to keep a dedicated fan base. So all I can say to you, Sony, is good luck. If you don't make it, I don't know. I don't even know if I want them to stick to their guns on this one if the game's not doing too well, or at least they should, because
they have two more that we know about for sure after this. We got Marathon, and that's for when they sunset Destiny 2. Apparently, that the final shape is done. That'll slowly.
I don't think Marathon's a live service game though.
It's not? Oh, okay. And we got Fair Play or Fair Games. I always get that name wrong. So we got one that we know about for sure. We got that game.
Yeah.
But I can't like I said, Bungie not doing a live service game.
But that's kind of weird though. You mean they're going to sunset old Destiny 2? Like, are they? Oh yeah, they said they're working on a new Destiny.
Destiny 2 is kind of it's going to start, declining over time, basically, like just how it did before Final Shape came out.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
the content, and no new weapons, all that stuff is just gonna start, you know, phasing. I mean, the Destiny hardcore are gonna stay for sure, but
that's unfortunate. Damn. Now they
I mean,
just
it had a
basically
long
gave the
run.
title Warframe.
The game's been out for like over a decade. Right? How long has Destiny 2
I
been
mean,
out?
and Warframe. Listen, Destiny 2 hasn't been. It's not been a decade.
Feels like it. It was on the Xbox
Um,
One. I think it
I
came out
mean,
like
no, that is not a decade.
it came out like 2018.
Destiny as a franchise has been out a long time.
But I'm saying Destiny 2 came out like what, 2018, 2017?
No.
It's close.
Okay, I was like,
Destiny 2 did.
I'll
but I'm
give
talking
you.
about just as a franchise, Destiny's been around.
When did Destiny 2?
I'll give Destiny 1 because if you want to start off by Destiny 1, then yeah, it was about 1 or 2 years. It was 2 years after Warframe came out publicly, which was in 2013. So,
Destiny 2 came out in 2017. Destiny 1 came out in 2014. We're a couple of months away from the 10-year anniversary of the Destiny franchise.
Oh, okay then. So yeah, I'm about to say. So okay, so they're 1 year lower than Warframe.
Yeah, we're almost
So,
at 2025. So they're like 2. Yeah, it's like an 8-year-old game.
Damn.
Almost.
Damn. So you're just gonna give it up? I mean, look at Warframe. They're still kicking. Yeah, the dedicated fan base gave off new content.
Isn't Warframe like free to play also?
Yeah.
Free to play games don't die. They just update.
Destiny 2 did.
Pay to play games, they die because they want you to buy the new one.
Oh yeah. Well, damn. That means instead of those, now we just got we're gonna have First Ascended and Warframe. That's great. That's sad.
Yeah. So.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Okay. Well, they said they're working on a new Destiny game, so
yeah, I'm sure they
shut
are.
up on that.
I'm sure they are because they want you to pay $100 to get in, and then they want to charge you for them DLCs, them expansions.
I'm not paying $100 to get in. I learned my lesson with
You're gonna want
goddamn Bethesda.
You're gonna want those guns when the game launches.
Nah.
You don't want to be the only
We don't care about guns. If we learn anything, players love booty. That's all I gotta say. If they learn anything from First Ascendant, they love maid outfits.
You're gonna miss out
and booty.
On the Destiny 3 Bunny launch pack. You're gonna miss out on it when you don't get that Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, sure. I'll be fine. I'm good. I'll take that pass and go to a strip club on Tuesday.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I didn't get to play the Concord beta either. I didn't even touch my PlayStation 5 this weekend. I was kind of busy. But I was hoping the game would at least get, a fair shot this weekend. I was hoping a lot more people would play it, and it just didn't seem that happened. You
got to pre-order the game.
No, you didn't. Well,
you didn't.
Yeah. Well, at first you did, but I'm guessing that the pre-order numbers were so low that it just opened it up to everyone. Because if the pre-order numbers were through the roof, they wouldn't have reversed course on that. So I'm guessing the pre-order numbers were really low, so they opened it up to everyone, and they probably informed the public a little bit too late because they told us this week that it was gonna be an open beta. So they didn't give their audience enough time in my mind. I think I say let's see when the official open beta date hits. Let's see how it does then, because then the PC audience will also have access to the open side of the beta. Because it was only open to people who had PlayStation Plus. It wasn't open for PC players. So let's see what happens then. But this is a game that, just based on the market and who they have to compete against, I don't think this game finds its legs. I do think it most likely is dead on arrival. If anything, I think if the content is right and they market it right, I think it's a game that can gain traction over the course of a year, possibly. But I don't think it's gonna hit the ground running. I'll say that right now. I don't see it. But that said, I think we all hit this topic on the head. we can go ahead and jump into our final topic of the day. Let me throw this timestamp down. All right. And before we jump into this, I just want to encourage everyone to hit the like button, share this out, and subscribe to the channel. Oh, thank you, Yobi. So today it was announced the official launch day of the Call of Duty beta. I don't think most times we would necessarily cover this, but I think this time around it's a little bit bigger news because this is the first time in recent history that the COD closed beta is open to all platforms. So Xbox PC players will be able to partake in the closed beta, and people who are members of Game Pass at any tier get access to the closed beta for free. Well, I won't say for free, for it's included in their subscription. So it's a pretty big deal. This is supposedly the most innovative Call of Duty in a long time. It had a 4-year development window. So this COD is supposed to be a big deal. I'm not a big COD player. I can't even tell you honestly that I've ever played a Call of Duty. So when it jumps into Game Pass, that probably be my first experience with Call of Duty. I'm not much of a first person player. But I'm happy to see that people get to partake in the games that they love. I am going, like I said, Nappy's been last for a while, this entire show, from the intros to this topic. So let's go ahead and get Nappy's opinion first on the on the Call of Duty beta, closed beta being available to everyone day 1, August 30th, 2024. How we feeling? Go away. Love you too.
I am. Like I said, closed beta. I thought that was open.
It's a closed beta for those who pre-ordered it.
Okay, that's going to be interesting. I was hoping they open it. I am really curious about this one. So I am a Call of Duty player. I do play a lot of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 because I love their War Z mode. It's like Battlefield if it was good. So I'm mainly playing that. And I also like the fact that the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 I play the Builder Versus, and I do have the Battle Pass. I realized the Battle Pass has for Call of Duty Warzone Mobile and for Call of Duty Warzone 3. So knowing that there's a big community already on Call of Duty, I'm curious to see like what they're going to do. So they already talked about the 360 degrees crouching gun system. As long as they have the gunplay good, as long as they have actually full-fledged campaign mode, and all the multiplayer mode is really good. I'm pretty sure I can see Call of Duty doing well. I mean, it's Call of Duty. People are going to buy it or else try. Even though that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 still sits in the mostly good reviews, still one of the top 20 games on the scene, which is like why? It's like people play it a little bit.
I think it's top 3 and sold for the year.
Yeah. So. And plus, they created and I at first, even though I still hate the Call of Duty whole system they set up, I now understand why Activision did it, because the whole progression thing of taking your progression from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3 to Warzone, it actually is a pretty decent system. Like I said, I could use A-Train on my computer. When I get on my Razer Edge, I can play Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, and I can go on I can still get all access to A-Tray skins and all my Battle Pass skins that are unlocked. So I'm kind of curious to see if all your progress will transfer over to the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'm really curious about that. That's like my only question. If you start from scratch, then I'm gonna be a little disappointed. But yeah, I think it's gonna do well. It's Call of Duty. People are gonna play it.
Okay.
There's no way that the game can get fucked up.
So you are a Call of Duty player. You do not own a PlayStation. How do you feel? Did you pre-order the game yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, but
I was debating about it because it's on Game Pass day one.
So you have Game Pass. How do you feel about having access to the closed beta for the first time?
I mean, I just want to play the game and I'm gonna make my opinion.
Okay.
I'm curious. I'm really curious about the new system. Like I said, they introduced a whole crouch and 360 thing. It's apparently the movement system is different, so that's why I just get a feel of the movement system to see like what changes. Is it for the better? Is it for the worse?
Now,
I just want to get a chance to feel the game out.
as the PC gamer who rants and raves every time you don't get the game you want, time everyone else gets it, you're very docile on getting this Call of Duty closed beta for the first time. I was.
I mean, I like I said, I got a lot of games, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you had a lot of games when Final Fantasy 16 came out. You're still very upset. Didn't you?
Okay, Final Fantasy 16, I was really excited for until everyone told me how bad it was, and
I don't think
it's still not on PC.
It's not a bad game. It's just it's a bad RPG.
Nah.
It's a bad RPG. It's not a bad game. It's a very good game. It's a bad RPG. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and plus, like Call of Duty is like my brain dead game where I will literally get on my Razor Edge, put on Warzone, lay in bed, and just play a couple rounds, and then like 2 or 3 rounds, and I go to sleep. Okay. And then when I'm on my PC, I just go on Modern Warfare 2, play World Z, play that mode a little bit. It's like it's a brain dead game to me. It's not like a serious, intense. Like I'm not a sweaty gamer or anything like that when it comes to Call of Duty. It's just a casual game that I know I will have some good time with.
Every time you come on this podcast, you have one of them workout shirts on. I think you are a sweaty gamer.
That's true. I mean, it's just comfortable, man. These are comfortable shirts.
Yeah, comfortable when you're sweating on that Call of Duty.
Yeah, so.
All right.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
All right, so I know the two on the bottom of the screen are not necessarily the heaviest first-person guys, so I am going to throw this over to the resident Captain Xbox. How are you feeling about having Call of Duty closed beta access for the first time on your platform of preference? I do know you have a PlayStation, but how do you feel about it finally being available to you on Xbox and also being included in your subscription service?
You mean I don't have to like play the beta on PlayStation or only get 2 days with the beta because I'm on Xbox? You mean that's not going to be a thing going forward? That's fantastic.
It's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a thing.
Okay.
I'm stoked. I am going to be playing Black Ops whenever that comes out. I do like Black Ops more than I like the Modern Warfare series, just personally. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have a good time with that. It's just nice that I don't gotta like do weird stuff like beg Comcast for codes.
Yeah, I have not been sucked into the COD craze, but I am interested in at least checking out the campaign. Not saying I'll complete it, but I'm interested in checking it out. If the story starts hitting, I will complete the campaign. I'll tell you that right now. I'll complete it. Yeah, I'll do at least that. But yeah, any other thoughts, comments on this glorious day for you, the COD player?
I think it having like an open closed beta, I guess, if you will. I think that's gonna not split the player pool too much. Like it's not gonna like. It's gonna get casuals to really want to get into this game that weren't always just on PlayStation and were in it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you can get in on the action and everybody's gonna get the exact same amount of time with it. It's good. It's good for fans of the series, to be honest.
Okay, all right.
Not having to play the timed exclusivity war.
All right. Omar, I know you're probably going to be short and sweet on this one. How?
Yeah, don't care.
All right.
You can move on.
Jesus, man. No, you gotta give it a chance.
Hey, he is.
Hey,
he's through and through.
I know what I like. And I know what I don't like. It's that simple.
He's through and through.
I mean, I respect it, but
he's all about
And
the single player experience. You know, he does dip
He
his
is
toe.
I
a
say I don't need
He
friends.
dips his toe in multiplayer, but he is knee deep in that single player experience. So
You said I don't need friends.
um, but yeah, Kofi, how are you feeling seeing you know, people across the pond being able to jump into the water, metaphorically speaking, as a PlayStation gamer? How are you feeling about this beta being announced and it being the first time that, you know, everyone can partake in the closed portion of it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Call of Duty person either. Um, I hope that there is some, I don't know, new mechanics that are introduced that can make
Oh,
maybe
they,
me more excited for the series. But
they added a bunch of new mechanics. You didn't check out the developer direct? Did it?
so, well, I've seen a lot of things that were introduced that I guess I never fell in love with. For example, like 7 years ago, I forget the advanced one where you could
Advanced
have
Warfare?
jetpacks. And I think it was called Advanced Warfare, where you
Yeah.
could walk on the buildings and they had jetpacks.
Real
It's
futuristic.
still, yeah, and I get it. And some of the Black Ops ones have been futuristic too, but this is really not for me. The fact that it's becoming available in multiple regions, it's just anything Call of Duty just hasn't been exciting for me
But you did like
since
Battlefield.
World at. Well, Battlefield's amazing.
Well,
I love
it
Battlefield.
was amazing.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of the
I mean,
2042. Yeah,
I played 20. I
yeah.
played 2042. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, but I'm not the person who
It gotten a lot better.
I'm not the person who
It
plays.
just-
Yeah, I hear it got
casually.
better.
The damage is done. A lot of people just stick to Modern Warfare 2 War Z mode.
Okay.
That's a better Battlefield mode than Battlefield, unfortunately.
Okay.
yeah. So there is a space where I really enjoy that layout. I honestly think of Bad Company 2. To me, that was like one of the best Battlefield games ever made. I love World at War. That is a Call of Duty I will always give props out to. But I think World at War is like 09? Might be like 09. It's a long time ago.
So
and of course, I was a Killzone.
So as a person who does dip their toe in first person shooters, is there anything from the outside looking in that you think could draw you to this new Call of Duty?
I usually like bigger battles.
Anything that you're particularly looking for in a first person shooter at the moment?
Yeah, I would say definitely bigger battles. So like the 2042 layout. I bet if I played 2042 right about now, I would probably enjoy it quite a bit. The massiveness is why I've always enjoyed things like Killzone and Battlefield. If Call of Duty had a just massive 32 on 32 type battles, I would be interested.
Okay. So we got to be on the lookout for
I
that.
don't-
When y'all play that beta,
Yeah.
gotta know if they gotta.
I'll look out for that. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 already has it. And people still play it. They love it.
Okay.
Wait, Battlefield 2 has. I mean,
he said
Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare
Already
2
has
with
what,
the wars. The Battlefield mode called War Z is actually really good. That was like the main mode I played when I had Modern Warfare 2.
So they got the
Well, I
they
still
got
do,
the 32 versus 32 already, is what he's saying.
Or I think it's
Gotcha.
64. Actually, 64.
Yeah, 32
Actually,
versus 32.
It's really good.
Yeah, 32 plus 32, 64. We're saying the same thing. We just get into the number different. Yeah. So I think it is pretty cool that Microsoft did when they acquired ABK, that they did open this up to everyone instead of being like, now it's ours, now it's closed off to just us. Would it be great for Xbox? Sure. I'm sure a lot of people would have, jumped over because of that, but I do think it's cool that a game this big, everyone gets to jump in and be excited at the same time for the game. So I think that is pretty neat. But I really don't have much more to expand on the topic, and we only really have like 2.5 first person shooter like gamers on the panel. So with that said, we are going to roll into our outros. I appreciate you guys joining us, probably as you play college football 25 or watch the home run derby. Really just appreciate you guys being here on this glorious Monday, for our 245th episode. Yeah, I couldn't say it anymore. Really appreciate you guys coming through. Let's roll into our outros, get everyone out of here, let them enjoy their nights. So, like I said, Nappy was last all show until the final topic. So this time he gets to go first. Nappy, give us your outro. Oh, you are muted, my good brother.
Oh wait, I muted myself. Sorry about that. Yes, it was fun as always. Again, I enjoy being part of the Vitamin G podcast, being on this panel to talk gaming with everyone, also to show everyone my Nintendo cool Smash Bro mods, even though the Nintendo guy was not here. I mean, he's probably tired from BlurCon, which I understand.
Go to his house, not mine.
Yeah, they're not they not coming. I mean, I still got my headband. What's up? I could be a ninja too.
Okay.
But on a serious note, I have like I said, I have this new Nixus Warriors GameCube controller for the controller for Nintendo Switch, Nintendo GameCube, Wii, and PC. This controller has Hall effect joysticks, so I'm actually really excited to review this controller. Also, to play all the crazy Smash mods I have on my computer. As always, I'm still working on the review for the 8-bit Do Xbox lineup controller. So I have two of them right here. I've been mostly using these controllers in Descended. The third one's hooked up to my gaming PC. My gaming laptop. So it's in the living room, so I don't have that. Also, I also have one more thing that I have been working on. I've been working on my Razer Edge review, and here's a little thumbnail for it if you guys want to look at my thumbnail.
All right.
So this is another review I've been working on. So this is the gaming Android device. So this is so yeah, if you see this thumbnail on YouTube, just that lets you guys know that I have dropped my review on this. So it's on its way. As you see, I got both versions of the controller, and I got the little Razer Edge with Call of Duty with my A-Tray skin. And
you say both versions.
Snowbreaker.
What's different outside of the?
Nothing. They're exactly the same. It's just a button.
Yeah, it's two buttons that are different. It's this button right here on this side, the little multi-window button, and the Xbox button, and then there's a 3-dot button right here, and a little power type button on that one. Okay, I see the difference.
Yeah, so it's a minor difference, but as you see, I play Warzone on it. I've been playing Snowbreakers with. Don't judge my avatar. Look, she's an A-tier character. Okay, she just.
A-tier for sure.
She's or technically you would consider this like a D tier, technically, if you want to get technical.
Oh yeah, D tier.
But
okay.
But yes, like I said. But yeah, so definitely look out for my reviews. Until then, I will see you guys next week and continue gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.
All right. And we know you got to get to the baby. So, Jubei, why don't you give us your outro?
Yep. You guys can find me at Jubei X Sensei on gaming platforms, Jubei Sensei everywhere else. Come play a little college football 25 if you want to. Hopefully, I can get my fellow panel members into session for First Descended, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
I'll make it over there eventually. I promise.
I'm gonna send you. Just send me your key. Send me your thing right now, and I'll add you.
Yeah. I think I added you, right? Nappy.
I have to check my First Descended. I didn't see any friend requests, but I'm about to check and see.
I'm pretty sure I need to add you.
I will at least wake up tomorrow and make my Nexon account. At least do that. Maybe make it through one level. We'll see.
Maybe he says. Maybe.
One level? You're gonna go through the tutorial?
Whatever the level is past the tutorial, maybe. But college football just came out. I didn't get to play it. I made the sacrifice to be here for this show. and I did not get to play my game.
Gosh. We need you to play another publisher. No more EA
11
and Square Enix for you.
years, Kofi. 11 years. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. 11 years. I don't want to hear it. If you had to wait 11 years for a game, you'd understand. All right. When the game that you've been waiting for
What
over a
game?
decade for, when that comes out,
What game?
NCAA.
What game
NCAA.
did you need?
NCAA.
But yeah, when that game comes out, let me know, and I will give you that same thing. Okay. Might even be like, oh yeah, Kofi, I know you wanted to make it tonight, but you're excused. You waited 11 years for the game to come out. Don't even. But since you're talking, why don't you give your outro, Kofi?
Yes, guys, as usual, great set of topics, great chatting with you guys. Jubei Nappy, I will be there for First Descendants. I've also got my buddy Behind the Hero / Nemesis. Nappy, you know him from the Remnant 2 days. I think you guys were playing last
Oh,
year.
yes.
He
I remember
is,
him.
a very good. Who does he play as? I think he plays as. I can't remember. He helped me with my Ajax. So we do have 4 amongst just all of us, but of course, Zero is playing as well. So we should be able to link up. And I wanted to have that ultimate experience, right? Somebody on Xbox, somebody on PlayStation, somebody on PC, and just enjoy it, as it is. So, yeah, we'll see you there. Oh, also, Renatus, the next Japanese only JRPG coming in. I'll be posting information on that. But also, Omar and I, we should probably have like a Stellar Blade moment in maybe two or more sessions, because I'm taking my sweet time with this game. I love it.
Yeah, once you guys beat it,
Yeah,
y'all
I'm
can definitely
close to
nerd
that.
out over it on during the what's on your mind portion. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, that'll be good. I got to catch up to you, Omar. But yeah, catch you on Twitter, creative_Kofi.
All right. And last but not least, Omar, where can people find you?
So you can find me at Caravan_Chub on Twitter. Shout out to everyone that came through. Hit that like button, share the stream out, and yeah, you can also find me at Other Player Podcast every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right.
Great show, and see you next week.
Yep.
Also, for some reason, this felt quick.
When you're having fun, time flies. Now, as for me, Pharaoh, where you can find me, you can actually find me tomorrow right here on YouTube. On Point for Gamers, I will be rocking out with C Money and Doodle tomorrow, 8 o'clock EST. Be sure to show out and listen to a bot-centric podcast. That is not us. But yeah, I would love to see you guys come out. What's this taking over my screen? Damn Dragon software. Yeah, but with that said, thank you for coming through and getting your weekly dose of that vitamin G. We are out. Peace.
Later.
All right, later.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need. the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin G. Rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in.